Now at 11, a wheel falls off a commuter rail train.
It frustrates you, you know? It's like, where's your money going?
Tonight, Keola's doing emergency inspections following this rush hour derailment.
Blustery and cool for the next few days. Let you know if that sunshine shows up as well.
Plus, a big reward in New Hampshire. The FBI searching for who is harassing a family in Hollis.
Then, a reveal gone wrong. How a party ended up sparking a massive wildfire in Arizona.
And a terrifying encounter underwater. We talked to the man whose head was in the jaws of a shark.
7 News at 11 starts now.
We have breaking news right now at 11. A woman in Yarmouth is killed in a freak accident at her home. Fire officials say her husband found her inside their garage.
She was pinned by her SUV between the vehicle and part of the garage. We'll get more now on this tragic story. Here's Ryan Schulteis at the breaking news desk.
Adam, here's what we know. The victim's husband told police he found his wife pinned against the garage door. When the fire department arrived, they found the SUV still running. It was in drive, but it had gone through the garage door. A firefighter had to put the vehicle in park and take out the keys. Police say the 52-year-old woman died at the hospital. Investigators now trying to figure out exactly what happened. In the newsroom, Ryan Schulteis, 7 News 19.
Also breaking out of Somerville, an active crime scene near South and Harding Streets. There's a lot of police tape, as you see in our video here. Investigators on the scene. They've put evidence markers out. We're getting specifics, and we'll keep you posted online and on the air.
Also from the night team, emergency inspections have wrapped up tonight, more than 12 hours after a commuter rail train went off the track in Waltham. You saw that wheel there. We were focused on it because it actually fell off the moving train.
The derailment impacting hundreds of people trying to get into the city this morning. The night team's Justin Bork live in Somerville right now, where crews are still taking a closer look at the trains. Justin?
Yeah, guys, Keola spokespeople said they looked at all of their other trains with similar equipment, many of which were inspected right here at this maintenance facility. Now, passengers we spoke to say they are used to mechanical issues, but this one has them pretty fed up.
I was worried we were going to tip over. That was my fear.
A terrifying moment for passengers in the Fitchburg commuter rail as a train car loses a wheel, then derails. Passenger Rebecca McBreen took this picture of the missing wheel. She says it was right underneath where she was standing.
To me, it felt like as if we ran over a really big branch, a big thud, big clunk. And then it was as if it was caught in your tire. You're in your car and you're dragging something.
According to Keolis, about 800 passengers had to get off the train and walk down the tracks to another train. Engineers performed inspections on their other trains throughout the afternoon just in case, saying no new issues were found.
We were all kind of, I think, in a way, laughing at it because it's so ridiculous, but at the same time, we're not surprised.
McBreen says she's used to seeing other mechanical issues on trains, but she says days like this are hardly worth the $10 ticket fee.
And this is just another, to me, the nail in the coffin that needs to change. They got lucky this time.
Now, Keola spokespeople say they're still looking into what caused this wheel to fall off in the first place. In the meantime, they say tomorrow morning's commute should be completely normal. We're live in Somerville tonight. Justin Bork, 7 News 19.
All right, the night team will now turn to the forecast, and no snow in the Boston area, but parts of New Hampshire. This is what you're seeing here, a winter wonderland. In fact, a blanket of snow covering the trees and the roads up in the lakes region. Heavy enough. You see that branch for it to like weight it down. Other parts of New England are just drying out from some rain, and now we get a break from the wet weather. But what's next? Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Reiner is here with a big old L, and I'll let you talk more about that, Jeremy.
Right, yeah. So we got a whirling dervish right here across northern New England. This is the same storm that pummeled us last night with the heavy rain. It's much weaker tonight and still generating snow showers across northern New England in New York State and back in through portions of Pennsylvania and Ohio. For us, we have clear to partly cloudy sky and a chilly wind with winds out of the southwest and west between 10 and 20 miles per hour. So you get a bit of a wind chill, nothing like Thanksgiving, but still. The temps are in the 30s. The city at 38 at this time, Worcester 32, with the wind chills down into the 20s and the low 30s. Overnight tonight, a lot of clouds out there, a few stars, chilly breeze, lows between 30 and 35. The morning commute will feature a partly cloudy sky and then a partly sunny sky by 9 a.m. I think clouds will try to take over as we work through the mid-morning and certainly tomorrow afternoon. There could be a couple of isolated snow flurries and sprinkles tomorrow afternoon, nothing significant. A chilly day. Temps tomorrow morning during the commute climbing into the mid and upper 30s.
And new tonight, a community on edge. Medfield police say a stranger made his way into someone's home. Night Team's Tim Caputo is live in Medfield to tell us more.
Yeah, Kim, police would certainly like to find this guy, speak with him, find out what his intentions were earlier today. The homeowner wasn't hurt. Nothing was taken from her home, but thankfully for her, her dog started barking and likely scared off this intruder.
Police searched this Medfield neighborhood for a suspicious white van after an alarming encounter earlier today. Around lunchtime, a homeowner answered her front door to find a stranger standing outside.
I was expecting someone to come this week to do some outside work, which is why I went to the door.
The woman didn't want to be identified, so we're not showing her face, but she says she was standing in the doorway and the man holding a clipboard started to slowly walk inside her home. She also noticed a plain white van in the driveway with a female driver who didn't get out.
Which I thought was not normal. Usually if someone comes to do work in your house, everyone comes to the home or they at least introduce themselves, which the man did not do.
At first, the homeowner wasn't sure if this man was just at the wrong house.
Just a very, like I said, awkward exchange. He didn't really say much. He looked at me, then he said, "I'm here for the dishwasher," and I said no, I didn't call about a dishwasher.
But when he started to walk in a little more, the family dog got loud, which likely spooked the strange man with the clipboard.
He was just looking around, came further than he should have, and I was just nervous.
Yeah.
So.
And your dog?
My dog, like you see, he's fine right now, but when he was here, he was going nuts.
She says the man told her he needed to make a call, but he hopped in the van and left. The homeowner then called police, who first canvassed the neighborhood, then told other neighboring police departments to be on the lookout for a white van with a man and woman inside.
I didn't see a license plate. It was a plain white van, no writing on the side.
And that homeowner didn't call police right away. She first thought maybe they were at the wrong house. So she got in her car, drove around the neighborhood for a little bit to see if that van was parked at another home. And when she didn't see it, that's when she realized that duo was likely up to no good. We're live in Medfield tonight. Tim Caputo, 7 News 19.
A New Hampshire family is being terrorized, and the FBI is now offering a big reward to find out who's behind all of this. The Night Team's Eric Kane live in Hollis, New Hampshire, with a look at exactly what's going on and why the FBI is even involved. Eric?
Well, Adam, the FBI says that this family has been terrorized for years now, and now they need the public's help in bringing this to an end.
This is an unusual situation.
Pickup trucks torched, 2 dogs abused, and farm animals attacked.
And they've had several animals injured and or killed through violent acts.
The FBI says this is all the work of someone trying to extort $250,000 from the family that owns Rickety Farm in Hollis, New Hampshire. Among the threats, they've received this chilling poem demanding cash.
I mean, the family's just been beside themselves, sleepless nights, constantly worrying about what's going to happen to themselves or their workers or their property, and they're just beyond stressed out at this point.
Authorities say the family has been terrorized for years, and now the feds are offering a $10,000 reward for help in identifying the person targeting the family.
No comment.
Nothing at all? No one associated with the farm wanted to speak with us. Their neighbors were stunned by the news.
That's a surprise to me about this.
Know nothing about it.
The family hopes the new reward money will lead to a break in the case.
Unfortunately, money is a motivator, and maybe we can motivate someone to come forward.
Again, the FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information that could lead to an arrest. They want to bring this to an end before anyone gets hurt. Live in Hollis, New Hampshire, Eric Kane, 7 News 19.
A dangerous drive in Mattapan. An SUV crashes into a cemetery. And tonight, some witnesses are describing a chaotic scene. Night Team's Natalie Pozo is live with details.
It came just a few minutes ago. The family of the 87-year-old driver showed up here at the scene, placing these candles here. They tell me, sadly, he died at the hospital earlier today.
Terrifying moments for the driver of this SUV when he goes barreling into a cemetery in Mattapan. Sky 7 over the scene, you can see the bumper and other parts of the vehicle surrounded by headstones.
I heard the noise and walked by to see what happened.
Hubert St. Paul says he was walking over to his car when he heard the loud crash. He says the driver slammed into this utility box, then plowed through the chain-linked fence, coming to a stop in the cemetery.
I saw, the guy, after he heard the pole and the car still running, and to get to the cemetery.
Several people rushing over to help, calling out to the driver and dialing 911.
When I get over there and I saw he shook. After that, he passed out.
The crash knocking out the traffic signal at Walk Hill and Harvard Streets, causing backups during the afternoon rush.
It was a lot of traffic from here to over there. Every month, it's always have an accident over here to the light.
Neighbors say there's a lot of pedestrian traffic in this area and are grateful no one was walking by. Witnesses say the driver of the SUV was taken to the hospital.
Scary. I don't know what happened to the guy. I hope he's okay.
And again, sadly tonight, we were just learning a few minutes ago from the family of the 87-year-old driver that he did not make it, that he died at the hospital. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke to his daughter, and she told me that she does not know what caused the crash and that they are waiting for the autopsy. We're live tonight in Mattapan. Nathalie Pozo, 7 News Night Team.
Now, this just in, Republican wins Mississippi Senate race. Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith on the left defeated Democrat Mike Espy. She will serve for 2 years and replace a retiring senator and that person's term. President Trump taking to Twitter after the Republican victory, writing this: "Congratulations to Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith on your big win in the great state of Mississippi. We are all very proud of you." But the president is lashing out at General Motors tonight. He's hoping money will motivate the automaker to make some changes. Let's get to the bottom of this with Alex DePrado live in the newsroom tonight. Alex?
The president is so angry at General Motors' plan to close plants and cut jobs that he's taking to Twitter to threaten the automaker.
President Trump is lashing out at General Motors after the company announced it will shut down 5 plants in North America and slash 14,000 jobs. The president tweeting, "The U.S. saved General Motors, and this is the thanks we get. We are now looking at cutting all GM subsidies, including for electric cars. I am here to protect America's workers." 4 of the plants are in Ohio, Michigan, and Maryland. The 5th is in Canada. GM says the company is preparing for driverless and electric vehicles, and buyers want trucks and SUVs, not sedans. The company will stop making 6 sedans by the end of next year. In an interview tonight with the Washington Post, the president slammed the Federal Reserve, whose policies he says contributed to the plant closings. He says of the chairman, Jerome Powell, "I'm not even a little bit happy with my selection of Jay, and I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm just telling you, I think that the Fed is way off base with what they're doing." Meanwhile, former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort is facing a full prison sentence now that special counsel Robert Mueller's team has called off all cooperation, accusing him of lying during plea talks. At the White House, there was no talk of pardons.
I'm not aware of any conversations for anyone's pardon involving this process at all.
And a report from the Guardian newspaper claims WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange met with Manafort at least 3 times. According to the newspaper, it was a 2016 meeting that is of interest to Mueller, who is investigating whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russia. The special counsel is seemingly zeroing in on tying Russian government hackers through WikiLeaks to the Trump campaign. In a statement, Manafort says, "This story is totally false and deliberately libelous. I have never met Julian Assange or anyone connected to him."
CNN also reports the special counsel has been investigating a meeting between Manafort and the president of Ecuador. The special counsel has specifically asked if WikiLeaks or its founder, Julian Assange, were discussed in the meeting. Live in the newsroom, I'm Alex DePrado, 7 News Night Team.
Marijuana in Massachusetts bringing in high sales. In the first 5 days, the state's 2 recreational pot shops, that's in Leicester and Northampton, brought in more than $2.2 million. The Cannabis Control Commission reports the busiest day was day 3, which was the day after Thanksgiving. So based on those sales, the state of Massachusetts took in more than $443,000 in state and local tax revenue. And that, again, is in the first 5 days of sales.
Boston Police Commissioner William Gross defending a controversial post that was made on his private Facebook page. It criticized the ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union. The post reads, "No ACLU when officers are shot. No ACLU when we help citizens. No ACLU present when we have to explain to a mother that her son or daughter was horribly murdered by gang violence."
I was simply on my Facebook page talking to my friends. If there are issues and concerns from the community, trust me, they have a voice.
The ACLU is suing Boston police about how it identifies and apprehends gang members.
We want to make sure that communities of color are not inappropriately targeted. When you look at what's happened in black communities for years, the way that they've been policed, when you look at individuals who are being deported because their name is inappropriately included in a gang database.
Responding to this can be tricky for public officials, but Mayor Marty Walsh says he supports the ACLU, but stands with his Commissioner Gross and Boston Police. Now back to the breaking news we've been watching out of Somerville. The DA's office tells us a man was shot on South Street and also taken to the hospital. This is the scene as we were there earlier when reports first came in, processed evidence there. No word on his condition right now, the person who was shot and is now in the hospital. But as we learn more, we'll pass it along to you.
Much more to come from the night team up next. It's a big blast in Arizona, and it left a lot of people feeling blue. You're going to see more of this video showing what officials say caused a massive wildfire.
Some sun around tomorrow, but still a lot of clouds. Midweek forecast after the break.
And a shark attacks a fisherman. We'll hear from that person a little later about what it was like inside the jaws of a predator. Well, a real scare at sea in the Bahamas. A shark bites a man in the head while the guy's out spearfishing. That man is amazed that he survived it all.
His friend, who went to MIT, caught it all on camera. 19's Brandon Gano is in our newsroom with more of the video and the story.
Well, Kim and Adam, that MIT student, along with his friends, had to do everything they could to stop the bleeding from their friend's head and neck after that bite. The man attacked by the shark lives in Charleston, South Carolina, and we Skyped with him earlier.
A group of friends were spearfishing in the Bahamas when right after they shot their first fish on a particular dive, the unthinkable happened.
Shark, shark, shark! The shark came and bit me in the back of the head and the neck area, took one bite and a shake and then swam off.
Will Krause said he never saw the 7-foot reef shark coming and at first had no idea what had happened.
The impact, it did hurt, and I did remember hearing the crunch of my head. What was going through my mind in that moment, I actually thought the boat ran me over.
Everyone then rushed to pull Will to safety and for everyone to get back on the boat.
Thankfully, a couple of my buddies in the water they saw it happen. Obviously, the guy with the camera had it on his head, and he saw that, and they dove down and helped me get to the top.
In fact, it wasn't until his buddies got him to the surface that he heard them yelling shark and knew he was in trouble.
Shark, shark, shark. To even just survive a shark attack, that would be a crazy story by itself, but the fact that I have a video to look at and see and share, it blows my mind, honestly.
Will said he feels lucky to be alive and is very thankful for his friend's help and everyone else in his life.
I'm very grateful for my wife and my family, and that I get to be with them still and watch my baby girl grow up. And I'm certainly grateful for the Lord's protection.
And all the guys say they plan to go back in the water. In the newsroom, Brandon Gano, 7 News 19.
Now, 7 weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Ryan.
And a little sunshine around tomorrow, mainly dry until Sunday. That's our next chance of rain. There could be a couple of sprinkles or perhaps even a few snow flurries tomorrow afternoon. Seasonably cool and a little bit on the windy side on Thursday. Check out November. Taco Tuesday, the entire month has been washed out. All those green squares indicating where we have had rain. And for the city of Boston, over 9 inches of rain. And that will likely be it in terms of November precipitation. So it will slot in here at number 3, the 3rd wettest November on record. And how about fall? That wraps up November 30th. Meteorological fall, September 1st through November 30th. That will be in 4th place, ahead of 1954. So here is our storm center right here tonight, much weaker than last night. But you notice how we've got clouds and snow showers that extend all the way down into the Ohio River Valley. It's not a classic, storm moves through and then the dry air sweeps in. You've got sunshine for 2 or 3 days. No, this year the pattern seems to be a storm moves through, lollygags around, has some leftover meteorological junk in the trunk, and we have clouds that linger until the next storm sweeps in. So that's what we face for tomorrow. A lot of clouds, a few peaks of sunshine tomorrow. But because low pressure is close by, I think it could generate a couple of sprinkles or flurries. There will be a continuation of snow showers, western and northern New England, but I'm not anticipating anything other than, a rogue flake or a sprinkle here or there tomorrow afternoon. There will be some sun as well. Temps tomorrow, seasonably cool, upper 30s to around 40 in the Worcester Hills, low 40s in Metro Boston. We should be in the upper 40s, but that won't happen the rest of the week. Brighter on Thursday, but a little more wind. We get rid of the wind on Thursday, and Friday will feature a mix of clouds and sunshine. And Sunday, there it is, that next chance of rain shower activity, but more on that another night. Good night.
A gender reveal sparking trouble in Arizona. An off-duty Border Patrol agent fired a rifle at a homemade target, and for half a second, the reveal shows blue.
Well, then it sparked a massive and destructive wildfire. The night team's Kiki Wenzel shows us more.
What was supposed to be an explosive announcement of an expecting couple's baby boy quickly turned into a fast-spreading wildfire. The U.S. Forest Service releasing this new video of the gender reveal gone wrong. It happened in southern Arizona back in April of last year. Video shows a homemade target standing in tall, dry grass. An off-duty Border Patrol agent fires a rifle at the target to learn the gender of his baby, which briefly sends blue powder into the air before bursting into flames. The video shows a person whose identity has been blacked out move toward the flames and the gender-revealed target, urging people to get away.
Start packing up! Start packing up! No.
The flames were immediately reported and grew into a 47,000-acre wildfire known as the Sawmill Fire. It forced about 200 people from their homes and caused millions of dollars in damage. Now, the agent pleaded guilty to starting that fire. Live in the newsroom, Kiki Wenzel, 7 News Night Team.
The guy will live to regret that forever. He says he just feels horrible.
It's extraordinary, the effects of that.
Yeah, looks dry there.
Sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
And now, time for 7 Sports with Trey Dale.
In a major time of need, David Pastrnak is carrying the Boston Bruins. The bona fide NHL superstar tied for the league lead in goals, stepping up big time with the absence of top line mate Patrice Bergeron. And off the ice, Pastrnak is reaching superstar status in that territory as well. Pasta honored at the Champions for Children's Gala, named the recipient of the 2018 Champion Award, an award established by Boston Children's Hospital to recognize local athletes' efforts to enhance the lives of children, something that seems just as important to Pastrnak as dominating the game on the ice.
It's huge for me, and I'm really happy. I never done it for never go visit hospital, to win some award. I'm just doing it because I love kids, and I said it's been just awesome to make them happy and love them, make them smile.
He's one of the most popular guys in our team. He comes to rink every day in a good mood, and I think he's very humble. Comes from a humble past. So I think he's real appreciative of the good fortune he's had, and he wants to pass that on.
Pastrnak scoring 19 of the team's 67 goals so far, good for 28% of his team's total, the highest percentage of any player in the NHL. And with Bergeron and a host of others still out for the next couple weeks, Bruins GM Don Sweeney admitting there may be a need to make a call to help fill the void. Such a move might need to happen sooner rather than later, depending on the status of Jake DeBrusk. DeBrusk taking a Danton Heinen shot to the back of the head during the third period of last night's loss to Toronto. DeBrusk did not return to the game after getting whacked. The young forward, second on the team with 10 goals. Kevin Miller also checking out early last night. The defenseman taking a John Tavares shot to the throat in the first period. Miller landing in the Toronto hospital in the aftermath, where he spent the night for further observation. Head coach Bruce Cassidy saying Miller avoided a significant injury. The Bees are also expecting defenseman Charlie McAvoy and Brandon Carlo to return soon from concussions. The Celtics forced to reshuffle the deck last night with Jaylen Brown sitting out due to a lower back injury. Marcus Smart making his first start of the season, and giving the results, it might be a sign of things to come. Smart logging 40 minutes of playing time last night, the most by any Celtic in a non-overtime game this season. Just 8 points for Smart in the stat sheet on a 3-for-8 shooting performance, with Smart second on the team with 5 assists, 4 of them coming on crucial three-pointers in the fourth quarter as the Celtics hung their highest point total of the season, putting 124 up on the Pelicans last night. And the Red Sox road back to the World Series will officially begin on February 13th. The Team setting that date for pitchers and catchers to hold their first official team workout. That's it for sports. The night team will be right back.
As always, very happy to spend part of the night with you. Thanks for your valuable time. I'm Adam Williams.
I'm Kim Casey. Don't forget, today New England starts at 4:30 in the morning, so you get the latest on just about anything. In the meantime, have a good night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.